Good evening. That's about perfect timing, wasn't it? As it started the live, I'm just taking a drink of red wine there. But what better way to cook a little bit late on a Saturday evening? So just to start off today's session, I've got these big fat ones in the oven. They are a chili cheese sausage that I picked up whilst at Aldi, and I'm just going to cook these off first. So if you just have a look at those, wow, I wouldn't say no to those, would you? So I'm just going to cook those off before I get everything else together. And this is quite a simple dish. I'm just going to cut up some onion here. And good evening to you all. What are you doing with your Saturday evening? I see a bit of Take That concert is on the TV. Can't go wrong with a bit of Take That. Actually, it's interesting that Take That are on the television, because I remember before Take That went big time, I remember having them at a particular club that I was a manager of called Tintin's nightclub all those years ago. And we had Take That perform there twice. The first time was before they'd got into the charts with their first hit. And because we already had a booking in there for another performance, obviously when they went soaring up the charts and became an overnight success, we then had them booked to come back and do another performance at Tintin's. So funny enough, I just found some photos that I took with Take That, and then I'd been talking about it, and then the next thing, you're right there, you're choking. Then the next thing, we walk in the lounge, Steve puts a TV on, and Take That are there on stage. Actually, Steve, do you know where them pictures are? I'll take that. And I'll show you the pictures that I originally took with the boys. I'm going to say it was probably 1990 or 1991. I took these pictures of Take That. And they were incredibly lovely. And I remember Nigel Martin Smith coming along, who was actually watching my live earlier on this morning when I was cooking a bit of an omelette up. Nigel was there, and it was such a great time, really. Great fun. Handsome boys at the start of their career. And they've done 2 incredible performances for the whole Tintin's crowd. I'm just going to wash this celery. You're probably used to the fact now that I do like to cook with some celery. I've got this onion on here that I'm just going to cook down in the... Oh, that's why it's not cooking. I put the wrong heat on, the wrong hob. So we'll put it onto this one. Can you see that there? No, so I've just got some onion on there that's going to start to cook through whilst I turn the other heat on and hopefully get some heat going in there. Good evening to all of you that are coming on. Plenty of names I see there. Karen French, hello there, all the way up in Yorkshire. Good evening to you with this lovely glass of wine. Who else? Deb's Page. Hello, Deb's. Always lovely to see you. Michael Mullen, nice to see you too. Lizzie Hill, Jim. Liam Manning, hello, welcome back. Parish, hello to you. So many names. David Hawthorne, always a pleasure. The same. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do, let's just take the ends off that celery there as well. Now I'm using all of this celery this evening. One of the things that I love to do is using things that might be left over in your fridge, or you've just got a little bit of in your fridge and you think, what can I do with that? Celery, always good to eat on its own, great flavour. But I love to cook with celery because it just has a lovely texture. It has an intense flavour when you bite into it as well. And it's just really versatile in a dish. And also the other thing I like about it is not many people cook with celery. So it's always quite unique. Maybe not so unique when I'm cooking at home, because I do use it a fair bit. But it's still a great ingredient to use. So we'll just wait for that onion to cook up a bit in there. I wondered why the pan wasn't sizzling. That's what happens when you put the wrong heat on. And look, it does look like I've got bags, but it's these lights here in the cooker hob that bring down a bit of a shadow on there. Matthew, Skipper, how you doing? So I'm going to put a bit of chilli in this as well, because I'm just going to finish using this little bit of chilli here. I never like to throw anything away. So it's Saturday evening. We're still in lockdown, when a lot of us might want to go out. Although it's been many years since I really wanted to go out and party on a Saturday evening. Right, okay, let's shift that over there. That onion's now starting to cook. Now, generally, unless you want a bit of crisp onion in your food, it's always good to start by cooking the onion down, so it just softens that onion up somewhat. It was in the yellow card, Steve. There we are. Let's get those sausages in there. Right, so we've got that onion cooking down there. We're just going to cook that up. And also what onion does when you cook it somewhat, in that pile of photos we originally put in, it's the one in the yellow card that folds open. Can't miss it. Well, obviously you can, but I'm going to turn that one off. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make this a really simple dish. I'm going to use that excuse for my eye bags. Thank you. It is, it's like really, hang on, if I turn it off, I have got a light here. So I've got some lovely mushrooms. I've got this, which says the 28th on it. It's a courgette, which is still going great because my fridge is nice and cool. I'm also going to pull out what we used earlier in breakfast, some yellow pepper that I'm going to use. And we're also going to throw in some red pepper from earlier as well that I used. If you see me do an oven omelette this morning, which was lovely. So look, I just want to show you these. I know they're going to be the other way around, but I don't think it matters much. So this picture here, I took of Take That in the back of Tintin's nightclub circa 1991. And then Mark, who I was having a bit of a joke with, posed there for me with his bottles of beer that I'd just taken into the dressing room to entertain them with. So there's not many people have seen these pictures, but yeah, I'll Take That posing for me back in the old Nightingale days. I don't want to ruin that. They're over there. Thank you for getting those, Steve. He's a good one, isn't he? Right, okay, so that onion's cooking up nicely now. I'm cooking that in a little bit of chili olive oil and also some extra virgin olive oil together. Peter Paver, hello, good evening to you, my lovely friend of many years history together. Right, I'm going to throw this celery in because celery is a bit crunchier as well. So we just want that to go in there. Start to cook out a little bit of the crunch, but that will still keep. Listen to that sizzle. Don't you just love that sizzle when you're doing a little bit of cooking? So I've had a few feedback on the that new Hollywood show that started on Netflix, which I'm actually quite excited to see. It's obviously come off the back of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but it does look a great series. And my lovely friends Darren and Gareth were telling me earlier on that it's well worth a watch. So I don't know if anybody else has started watching that on Netflix yet. Right, there you are. Look, that's cooking up. Lovely. The onion you can smell, the celery you can smell. I'm just going to chop that yellow pepper. And the great thing about when you're cooking at home is that you don't have to have it all in even shapes and sizes. It's good to get different textures, different chunks. It puts some variety on the dish. I always think it looks good and is also great on the palate to have different textures as well. You know me, I like to mix my flavours and the textures as well. So there you are, you can see that cooking away in that pan there. So we're just mixing that up. What I'm also going to do, because that oil's just drying out a bit, and I don't want to put any more oil in, is get the white wine. Oh, I would have got the white wine. Where's the white wine? Right, I'm going to have to open a brand new bottle of Sauvignon Blanc because Steve appears to have drank the other wine last night. Best Sauvignon Blanc, New Zealand, going into this dish. I'm sure it'll taste nice when we drink the rest later. So let me just show you these beautiful sausages I've got, and these are from Aldi, and they are Chilli Cheese Sausages. Look at that. They're cooking away there in the beautiful juices. You just want to cook them through, but then we're going to throw them into a dish anyway afterwards. That's cooking in the white wine, and now what I'm going to do is just chop up this. So I'm going to do this bit of courgette here. This will add another texture and flavour. And of course the great thing about this as well is all the goodness that you get from these beautiful vegetables. And of course we want goodness, and we want vitamins and nutrients and antioxidants, because I didn't know if you was aware, but there's a virus out there called coronavirus. And just the same as you would do with a cold or flu, you want to take in nutrients into the body to boost your immune system. And it's always good to boost your immune system. So I'm going to get these mushrooms, chop these. And I've just used these lovely closed cup mushrooms, nice and big. You should go on that show, Come Dine With Me. Yeah, but I like to invite nice people around to mine. What happens if you get like some people that are just rude and you don't want them there? Although I am pretty hospitable, and working in the hospitality industry that I have done for so many years, I've come across all sorts of people over the years, and you know, one of the things you have to do is be polite and pleasant, even when people can be, well, we'll just say different. I'm always courteous and respectful, and I think that's really important, particularly if you work in the hospitality industry, Zoe. Who knows, maybe Come Dine With Me one day. Never actually thought about doing that show. Maybe I will. Would you like to see me on Come Dine With Me? I wonder what I'd cook. So many different things to choose from. I'd probably be stuck trying to work out what to cook in the kitchen. So I'm just putting these lovely tomatoes in that I've just chopped as well. Nice, fresh, flavoursome. I only have 2 cherry tomatoes left, so I've had to use 2 full-size tomatoes. Nice and fresh as well. I'm just going to give that a stir. So they're cooking down now. We just want that to take some of the bite out of those vegetables, but also we still want a fair bit of crunch in there as well. Lots of names popping up. Rory O'Connor, Linda Jones, hello to you. Samantha Barnes, always a pleasure. Let's have a look at those sausages again. Right, I think we've cooked those through. So now I'll just put them on there so that I can cut those. Because what I'm going to do with the sausages is I'm going to slice them. And then we're going to put them into this dish. There you are, look at that. Look at that big, juicy, fat sausage. Chili and cheese, that is. And then we're going to put that into this main saucepan. Frying pan, not a saucepan, frying pan. Get rid of these. Bit of tin foil in need of. So thanks for tuning in again. I know I'm late this evening, whether you're watching it live now or a little bit later on. I'm I'm just doing my usual of trying to just knock up a dish that uses simple ingredients. I know I done sea bass the other night, but that's an easy ingredient to get hold of. But we saw these chili sausages and we were tempted to have them for breakfast, but then we've just been doing, we moved house, moved apartments just at the end of Feb. And one of the things that we've needed to do, I'm sure you know what it's like when you move home, is to tidy out the spare room. We managed to sort out the whole apartment, but a lot of it went into the spare room. There, if you look, I've cut into that sausage. Can you see the chilli in there as well? Hang on, let's get the light. There we are. You've got the chilli and cheese in there as well. And there you can see this beautiful mix of ingredients in there so far, all working their way together. Goodness, vitamins. I'm just going to throw that sausage into the pan, like so, and then I'm just going to slice the other two up. So it's Saturday evening. What are you doing with your Saturday evening? Obviously you're watching me. Got anything else planned for the night? Ouch. Nothing like a hot sausage. Hey up, Vicar. Right, we'll take that out. Put that over there. And I'm going to serve all of this on a bed of pasta. So actually, all my ingredients that I want to use are in there, all bar two. One that I'm going to add is this little bit, only a little bit, of Mange 2. Which I'm dropping. So there we have that lovely bit of Mange 2 there, and I'm just going to throw that in because that will give a different bite, a different texture, and it's just the last few bits that I had, so that's going to work nicely in there. And then what I'm also going to add into it is this lovely pasta sauce, and that's a tomato and garlic pasta sauce. Give it a shake, open it up, pour it over. It's in. That's now cooking with what we've got in that frying pan. We'll give that a good stir. I'm just going to give that a rinse with a little bit of milk in there. Milk, you say? Yes, milk. And I like to work with a little bit of milk because it just has a bit of body to it. Got that calcium in there, but also it washes out the jar and just adds that extra sauce. So I'm just going to stir all of this in now. And what we really want is for this to just get the heat through everything, so all the heat's the same. Cooking everything through together. And while that's now simmering away, I'm just going to slice up 2 more mushrooms. And I'll do them into slightly thinner slices. Or actually thinner, we'll say cubed, they're not quite cubed, but that's the way that I'm doing. So this will cook through a different consistency to the other mushrooms, and will give a slightly different mushroom texture and flavour as well. And we'll just sprinkle that over there, so we'll get a nice bit of bite from that mushroom as well. So let's just give that a mix and I'll show you what we've got here. Michael Duggan, good evening. Jerry Loon, hello, how are you? Claire Gulliver, welcome to you. So there we've got that spicy chili sausage in there. You can see now why I've used the chili and tomato sauce. So that's all just cooking up together in there. There's some beautiful colour, some beautiful flavours in there, but most of all, we've got that beautiful goodness from those fresh vegetables in there. Remember to turn the oven off. If you've got a glass, I'd like to raise it to you, to us. good evening. Saturday night, Steve Hockley. Andrew Riley, hello, good evening to you. Isn't it weird, Andrew? I've been back in Birmingham for well over a year now. I'm trying to... Have we actually seen each other since we've been back? Oh, we might have at an event. We haven't got together for a drink though, have we? Right, so that's all now cooking away in there. We just want that heat to cook through. We'll cook those mushrooms a little bit more. I can clear most of this workspace now. And I'll show you. There we are, look. It's great. Steve bought me this. Oh. Steve bought me this and it's disconnected. Hang on, try again. So he bought me this stand that's holding the phone, so that I don't keep disturbing him to have to film me doing food. So you can see what his mindset was. Some might say lazy. So we're going to put that there. That can all go in the bin because that was at end of life. And I've got this lovely tagliatelle pasta. I'm having a moment. Tagliatelle pasta, which I've got ready in this bowl. Sprinkled a bit of garlic oil over. And I'm just going to pour over this pre-boiled kettle, hot water. And that's only going to take a couple of minutes in the microwave. And one of the great things about modern cooking is most things you can do on a hob, in an oven, in the microwave. There's so much stuff you can do in the microwave. And I've been asked before whether it changes the flavour at all or whether it's better to cook it on the hob. The answer is, generally, a lot of things, particularly vegetables, it makes no difference at all, unless you've got to do something like char grill them, or you don't want the insides of them cooked. You want it to be have a bit more bite on the inside. I'm still able to do stuff in the microwave. I think I've mastered that, as you may have, to be able to keep that crunch and just know exactly how to get the heat through. Things that I wouldn't recommend, poached egg, you can't really do in the microwave. What else? Steaks. I wouldn't recommend doing a steak in the microwave either. There's some things that you can only cook in the oven or on the grill, depending what the item is, because you know exactly how to see it, taste it, check the texture, check the bounce, check the juices. But then there's other things that you can do quite easily in a microwave. But as you can see now, look at this, look. This is coming together. It's got that beautiful chili sausage, all of those vegetables, the onion, the courgette, the celery, the tomatoes in there as well. So that's cooking through. I think we'll poppity ping the microwave, and also with pre-cooked pasta. So this is the pasta that I bought. It's a tagliatelle. I know it's probably backwards on the writing on here. It's a tagliatelle, and it's this fresh type that you get. Not the dried stuff. We have got some dried stuff. But I just love that because it doesn't take long to cook. It has a beautiful bite to it when you get it right. And it's just really, really nice to work with. So this is almost complete. This dish has probably taken me, how long have we been live? 30 minutes to put together. That includes prepping the veg and things. Jack Owen, hello, good evening to you. There's loads of people on here this evening. Thank you to all of you for popping on and just checking things out, I guess. It's a Saturday evening. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. It's weird, isn't it? I've just turned that heat off now because that's just going to simmer away on the hob that's still got a bit of heat in it. Pasta's cooking away. I realised that I needed the pear that I threw away. Let's just take that off for a moment. I'm just going to turn that pasta slightly. And that's one of the things you want to do with the microwave. You just want to be able to turn the ingredient around just to make sure that it cooks evenly, because they don't always cook evenly in the microwave as well. You want to be able to get that tossed over. I'll put those plates in there as well. It's always my little cheeky bit to do, which is to put the plates in the microwave and get that heat going through them. Hello Cash, how are you this evening? Did I just see Sherry Oliver on there? Hello Sherry Oliver, how are you? Nice to see you. Are you still singing these days? That's my question. I'm going to get this serving spoon because that's what I'm going to be using. And this is where I say to Steve, will you be wanting any cheese over the top of this, Steve? Do you want to grate the cheese? Come on, do something. He wants cheese on it. It's always nice to have cheese on. Of course, when you get a piping hot dish like this as well, and this is how it's looking, look, it's bubbling away there. You've got that beautiful cooked sausage, mushrooms, courgette, onion, celery, a little bit of munch too. Did we say mushrooms in there? We've got some white wine, some garlic oil. Then we've used the garlic and tomato pasta sauce in there as well. And some slices of courgette in there to give a different texture and also those lovely vitamins. Here's Steve, he hates to get on the camera, but he's going to grate some cheese. Oh, did you wave, did you? Good evening with the wine. Looks delicious, thank you Debs. I'm sure it will taste it as well. Do you know what? I wish I could cook for you all. Steve is the only one at the moment that fortunately gets to taste it, and he's always in he's always in absolute awe of everything that is cooked. I don't know whether that means that it's good all the time, or he just knows that if he doesn't support it, he might have to start cooking his own food. I'm not sure which one it is, but we've got those great big pieces of sausage in there as well. And I know that when we took into this, like so, there you are, look at that big one there. When we took into this sausage, it's going to be bursting with flavour, but it's a really simple ingredient to put into there. Those were pretty big sausages, and they are chili and cheese sausages, and we actually saw the cheese oozing out. So I think we're pretty much done. Pastas, we'll give that, just going to give that another 30 seconds on the pasta. I just like to see the water bubble a little bit. It gets like a foam on it, on that pasta. And that tells me that the pasta is just cooked to perfection, how I would like it. So I'm just going to swivel this one round a bit. So you could swivel. Ah, thank you, Debs. Right, okay, plates. Plates are ready, so we're almost ready to serve. That's it, we've got the heat in those, ready to keep our dish warm. Oh my, this is just amazing. I'm just going to put that spoon that I'm going to serve with in there as well, just to get some heat into that spoon as well. All right, a sieve, Steve, there it is. So I'm just going to get this pasta out. Let's just give this a try. I'm just going to grab it. Let's just try a little piece of that, shall we? There's a piece of pasta to try. No, not cooked. So we'll just give that a little bit more heat. It's not quite cooked, and you can always tell if you can taste almost like the bit of a floury taste to it, although it's part cooked. If you haven't brought it to the heat right, the texture, the bite, and the flavour just won't quite be there. Catherine Page, hello to you. Good evening to you all. It's nice to be cooking from home. Do you like my little space age kitchen here? Some people think that's like the TARDIS. Actually, I might try stepping into it at some point, seeing if I can disappear to another place and time. So thank you for joining me on a Saturday evening. If you haven't already checked out my YouTube page, feel free to do that. It's not just me cooking, there's all sorts of weird and wonderful things. Or if you want to get my monthly newsletter, then go onto the Phil Oldershaw website. So that's www.philoldershaw.com, and you can register for the newsletter. When you register, you'll get the most recent newsletter emailed straight to you. So that'll be April's. No, hang on, what month are we in? Yeah, April's, because we do it behind. So April's will come out to you, and that will show you everything that I've been up to during the month of April. Considering we've been in lockdown, it appears that I've still been pretty busy. Okay, right, pasta, ow, is definitely cooked. So I'm just going to drain this pasta into the sink, like so. There we are, that pasta is cooked. I've drained it into there. I'm just going to put it over the bowl. Now I'm just going to use our tongs. Let's just tilt this down so you can see me serving this up. So we're just going to take the pasta out onto the plate. I always like to spread that on the plate a little bit. Same again here. Now I don't like a particularly large portion of pasta. Steve is a fan of pasta. Hungry is what he said. I think I've probably done a little bit extra there, so we'll just put that to the side. So now we're ready to portion up this beautiful mix. So here it is again, and I'm just going to portion that up onto here. Lots of sauce, lots of beautiful rich vegetables that are full of goodness. And also flavour. It's not just about the goodness really helps, but the flavour is what's really important also. It's got that big chunky sausage. If you're going to go for a sausage, you might as well have a big one, eh? Are you giggling away over there? And this is a pretty big portion. Right, okay, there we are. I'm going to put that over there. There's still plenty left. So, here we are, Phil's Chilli Cheese Sausage Surprise. Cheese and sausage, filthy animal, yes indeed, Corey. If I haven't seen anybody's message, thank you for dropping messages over. I will have a look through them a little bit later on. So here we are, tagliatelle, Phil's Chilli Cheese Sausage Surprise. It looks incredible. I'm actually going to taste it in front of you so you can get to see me and my reaction. So let's just tilt this back up a little bit. There we are. I'm just going to tuck in. I want to get a little bit of sausage on here. How? Wow. Gonna get some vegetables on there, bit of pepper, mushroom, bit of pasta. Let's try that. Oh, the sausage has got a bit of a kick with the chilli in it as well, and of course we balance that with some of the chilli sauce that we've got for the dish. Bellissimo. That's absolutely delicious. And of course, that's exactly what we want on a Saturday night. We want it to be delicious and tasty and healthy. So I'm going to eat that now. Steve's mouth is watering over there, so we better get this to the table. But thanks for tuning in again, everyone. It's always good to see you. There's the dishes that we're going to eat. There he is over there, His Highness. And I hope you have a lovely evening. I won't be doing another live this evening. It's 8:20, a little bit late to eat, but we're still going to enjoy it. We're going to watch a little bit of Take That. Look, there he is, Gary Barlow. It's that concert. I think it was their most recent one, wasn't it? The one that they did. And we're going to have our tea. Good to speak to you. Thanks for tuning in. See you all soon. Bye-bye.